Most investors think tax loss harvesting is simple. Sell a losing position, lower your taxes, move on. But the rule that matters most can quietly remove the benefit, and most people do not see it coming. In our strategy, we focus on mechanisms, not surface narratives. Tax loss harvesting is not about cleverness. It's about sequencing, classification, and constraint. If the mechanism breaks, the benefit disappears. At its core, tax loss harvesting is accounting math. You sell an investment at a realized loss. That loss offsets realized gains in the same tax year. If losses exceed gains, up to $3,000 may offset ordinary income. The rest carries forward. That is structure, not alpha. Losses are not equal. Short-term losses offset short-term gains first. Long-term losses offset long-term gains first. Different tax treatment means sequencing matters. This is discipline inside the code. Now here is where it becomes serious. If you sell a security at a loss and buy the same or substantially identical security within 30 days before or after the sale, the loss is disallowed. That creates a 61-day window around the trade. The loss is not permanently gone. It gets added to the cost basis of the replacement position. So the tax benefit is delayed. But delay changes liquidity timing, and timing changes flexibility. This is where investors misread the rule. Wash sale treatment can apply across taxable accounts, spousal accounts, and even retirement accounts. You can disqualify a loss in one account because of activity in another. That is structural sequencing risk. Substantially identical is not perfectly defined. The same stock clearly qualifies. Options may qualify. Convertible securities may qualify. Certain bonds may qualify. It is not black and white, which means confirmation matters more than assumption. To avoid a wash sale, you must wait at least 31 days before repurchasing. That waiting period introduces market risk. If the asset rallies, you miss upside. If it falls, you feel validated. Tax efficiency trades against exposure continuity. Now zoom out. Many investors harvest losses near year-end once realized gains are known. That can create temporary selling pressure, especially in underperforming names. That is calendar mechanics, not necessarily fundamental deterioration. In our strategy's 5-phase model, tax loss harvesting does not define a phase. It does not trigger systemic breakdown, but it can amplify weakness during fragile late-cycle periods. It is an accelerant, not a catalyst. If this type of breakdown helps clarify what is structural versus what is just mechanical flow, consider subscribing. We focus on process, sequencing, and confirmation, so you can interpret signals with more context instead of reacting to headlines. The value of tax loss harvesting depends on structure. Transaction costs matter, tax bracket matters. Replacement asset choice matters. Record-keeping discipline matters. Without coordination, the benefit shrinks. Quick note, this is educational commentary on tax mechanics and market structure. It is not tax or financial advice. Consult qualified professionals before implementing strategies. If observing markets near year-end, monitor unusual weakness in prior laggards. Watch for rotation into similar but not identical exposures, and separate flow-driven pressure from true macro deterioration. Assume nothing. Verify the full 61-day window. Confirm no cross-account purchases occurred. Document everything. Discipline beats cleverness. Tax strategies are about sequencing. Markets are about liquidity. When the two intersect, confusion increases. In our strategy, we respect constraints, prioritize confirmation, and separate mechanical flows from structural regime shifts. We do not need to be early. We just cannot afford to misunderstand the rules.